Taken by the Scarecrow by Kitty L. Black. Short summary. Taken by the Scarecrow is a dark, atmospheric paranormal romance that blends rural horror with possessive, fated mate dynamics. When the protagonist, often a vulnerable outsider or someone running from a painful past, stumbles into a remote farming community, they encounter a mysterious scarecrow that is more than a field ornament. As strange rituals, whispered superstitions, and a protective and dangerous supernatural presence converge, the story follows a tense, erotic, and suspenseful bond that forms between human and otherworldly guardian. The novel balances creeping dread, sensual tension, and the moral cost of binding oneself to a force that demands devotion. Core plot beats. Arrival and unease. The lead arrives in a rural town or on a secluded farm and notices odd customs, missing people, or fields that seem watched. First contact. An encounter with the scarecrow, or its influence, leaves the protagonist shaken and marked in a way that draws them deeper into the mystery. Local lore revealed. Townsfolk, an elder, or a hidden journal, explain the scarecrow's origin, a protective spirit, a bound entity, or a curse tied to harvest and blood. Growing bond. Attraction and dependency develop between the protagonist and the scarecrow's human avatar, or the entity itself, mixing tenderness with possessiveness. Escalation of danger. Outsiders, skeptical authorities, or rival supernatural forces threaten the fragile balance. The scarecrow's protective instincts become violent. Moral reckoning. The protagonist must choose between freedom and the safety the scarecrow offers, confronting what they will sacrifice to belong. Climactic confrontation. A ritual, showdown, or desperate bargain resolves the immediate threat and defines the terms of the bond going forward. Aftermath. The ending either cements the pair's union with consequences or leaves an ambiguous, haunting note about the cost of protection. Themes and tone. Possession versus protection. Explores how care can become control and what consent means when one partner is not fully human. Isolation and belonging. Rural setting amplifies loneliness and the seductive promise of being claimed. Folk horror atmosphere. Slow burn dread, seasonal rituals, and the uncanny presence of the land itself. Dark romance intensity. Sensual, sometimes unsettling intimacy paired with emotional vulnerability. Tone. Moody, erotic, and suspenseful. Scenes alternate between quiet, eerie domesticity and sudden, brutal violence. Why readers will enjoy it. Strong emotional stakes. The romance is charged by trauma, longing, and the dangerous comfort of being protected. Atmospheric setting. Rural folk horror vibes and tactile descriptions of fields, barns, and harvest rituals create immersive dread. Tension between desire and danger. Readers who like morally ambiguous relationships and dark paranormal elements will find the push-pull compelling. Paced suspense. Creeping revelations and escalating threats keep momentum while allowing character intimacy to develop. Series potential. The Scarecrow mythos can expand into sequels about other bindings, towns, or the wider supernatural ecology.